Thanks, Irene.
Thank you.
Does anyone know that joke when we're listening to this? Did we ever explain the thanks, Irene?
I explained to my mother. She did not like it.
Okay, that's all that matters. Thanks, Irene. Sorry, real Irene. Yeah,
sorry,
right. Did you go and rewatch that fight that Bill had sent?
Fuck yeah.
Dude, I've
several
watched
times.
It quite a few times.
Suns in 4, fuck you.
So what we're describing is, people haven't seen it, a viral clip, the Suns Nuggets game, and these two Utes with chains got into it with some big drunk asshole, and that was a wrong move. That was one of the most disrespectful beatings I've ever seen.
Well, the guy's ducking down.
The two young guys, one of them starts shit and then kind of walks
after
away.
After a sucker punch, don't forget.
And then the second one goes for the sucker punch, puts his phone away in his pants without a belt, and then goes to sucker punch him and just gets ragdolled.
My favorite part was like, I'm going to fuck your friend up. And he's uppercutting him in the face.
He broke his fucking nose.
Oh, yeah, you can see it after.
Gushing.
And he was holding him. He was taking swings at his friends. And his Suns in 4. Suns in 4. And
that was the best part of the whole video.
That
was
rallying
in Denver,
call.
too.
No, he wasn't. They were all in. No.
There was a Denver sign right behind him. They were in Denver.
I think it was in
I think it was
Denver.
Phoenix.
I think Denver was the higher seed, and that was game 3. So I think it was in Phoenix. But
I
have no idea.
Look at the video, because there was a Denver flag behind it.
Your point though, Bill, of no one came to that guy's defense was valid, because like those kids must have been assholes.
Would you?
Oh no, dude, they were getting high fives from fucking all the Denver, like all the people around him. There was one beer that got thrown at him. And then the cops showed up at the end, so I'm sure he got arrested. But it's like, look at the video. He threw the first punch, and I just beat the shit out of him. And he was a row down.
Yeah, that was a lot of the internet commentary. That was the first row down win in 25 years.
He had the high ground.
You don't see the high ground lose very often in that situation.
Dude, that was just the uppercuts right in his face. Oh my God. I
like that he was just continuing to hold him by the scruff of the jersey there and talking shit, and then like threw a couple more in there. Like, I didn't forget about you, you prick.
Dude, the uppercut at the end, just after that, when he's fucking Suns in 4, and he was like, boom.
Yeah.
Oh God. That was beautiful fight.
It was
beautiful.
so good.
That's one of the best ones I've seen in a while.
He reminded me of a character in a movie that I can't put my finger on it. Maybe it was Neely, like Seabass and Dumb and Dumber. He just had that like mean mug, big ass face. Ray's showing it on the screen right now. Like that. Just talking shit, holding him down, gives him a couple uppercuts every couple seconds.
I thought it looks like they're surrounded by Denver fans. That's what I thought.
It is Denver. You're right. You're right.
That's so funny.
Your nose is broken, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. See, there's a whole Denver. There's a whole Denver. He was the only in that vintage Steve Nash jersey.
That's why he was a winner. That's why he was a winner all along.
Welcome to the Simple Minds Sports Show. Fat Tuesday, resetting the NBA and NHL playoffs. We'll take a look around each one of these leagues and kind of see what's going on, give a couple predictions. And now that all of the Boston teams are out and we were reliant on the Red Sox and whatever the fuck the Euro League Ray likes to watch, we'll have to dive into some other teams and other markets, and that's what we're doing today. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, but that fight was right up there with that one-punch KO in Colorado.
Colorado with the Padres? Yeah.
Those have been the two best fights so far this year. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome the fans back, baby.
This is what happens when you cage animals for a year and a half.
Oh, we were telling the guys on the back porch, too, about how you went to Philly. For some reason, they want to party with you, Bill. I don't know why. You'll listen to their show on Wednesday. We're going to be released, but we're telling them about how we went to the great establishment of Pennsport Pub and how you were just shit-talking everyone that came through except for the big guy when you were like, oh, boy. Sorry, sir.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Fuck the Eagles. Fuck the Eagles. It was actually right in that same move. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you. Walking around Philly with Bill is.
Well, once we go into that stupid ass hipster bar and I fell asleep standing up, we knew nothing was going to happen.
speaking of falling asleep standing up, head on down to White Birch Brewing in Nashua, New Hampshire. Get yourself a something a little bit more interesting. Which one do you like there,
A
Ray?
lot more
A
interesting.
lot more interesting.
A
That's the
lot.
11%er. You go night or you do the time traveling as Ray
Time
likes
travel.
to do.
I like time travel.
A couple of those. Drink
How mad was
responsibly.
she?
Please don't drive.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear about it in therapy.
Oh yeah.
Well, don't listeners, just drink responsibly, okay? And when you do so, head on down to the tap room in Nashua, New Hampshire. Ray, address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
Get yourself a pint, get yourself a flight, get yourself some merchandise. Just have a nice, good time. Bring your wife. She won't let you drink that much, and then she can't get mad at you after for partaking with you. That's a steadfast plan. Or head on down to the local beer store, grab yourself a 4-pack, 6-pack, wherever you get it. Tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. White Birch Brewing. A little bit of a round table, unorthodox discussion here for what's going on around the rest of the playoffs with the NHL and NBA. I'll leave it up to you. You want to start NBA or you want to start NHL?
That was a stupid question to ask Bill.
I'll go NHL, of course.
Fair enough. Who's the best remaining team in the Final Four of the NHL?
Tampa Bay. They're a fucking wagon. Dougie Hamilton said it himself. We just lost to a team $18 million over the salary cap.
I mean, he has a fair point, but that's not really the voice of reason that I'd go to. Dougie goddamn Hamilton.
No, but you have the best defender. You have a Vezina winning goaltender. The championship.
Sorry to interrupt
roster.
you, but can we talk about? Do you think that the way Dougie said that? Do you think he was like honest about it, or was he taking a shot?
Taking a shot.
I haven't heard the audio. I've only read the.
I only read it. I only read it too.
How would that be not taking a shot? You're saying that the team they're spent way more over the salary cap, and that's why they're that good. That's how I took it.
But you got to be pissed with the league, not the team.
The context around it was he said, like, look, that team is stacked. They're awesome. We ran into it. We saw firsthand how good they are, and they're a team 18 million over the cap. Like it wasn't like necessarily a throwaway comment. I just didn't know if anyone listened to the audio, if he was being a dick about it, or if he was like honestly like, yeah, these guys are fucking. They're that.
I mean,
good.
dude, Stamkos and Kucherov coming back fresh. Dude, those are like that's the two biggest ads that you can have in the playoffs. I mean, be pissed at the league. That's what it is. You know, Blackhawks did it with Patrick Kane, went on to win the Stanley Cup. It happens. But yeah, they look just as good, if not better than the team was last year that beat this Islanders team in the playoffs last year. I believe in 6 games. I expect a repeat. Vasilevsky is an all-world goalie. I mean, he's the best goalie in the league outside of Carey Price right now, the way he's playing. But dude, Tampa, I expect them to fucking roll.
Ray?
I just don't want to be on Bill's side. I'm going to go Vegas, just because all along we said whoever came out of that series between Colorado and Vegas would probably go to the Stanley Cup Finals and have a shot at beating Tampa Bay. So I think I'm going to roll with Vegas just because they're going to be the dark horse. You know, I mean, everyone thinks Tampa's going to win. I'd like to see Vegas win. That'd be a cool place for them, expansion team, and I think this is their 5th or 4th year in existence. So that'd be cool to see that happen. Yeah, so that'd be cool to see.
I like Vegas. Obviously the Lightning won last year.
Disgusting too.
Yeah, he's standing on his head right now, making.
I mean, they look mean. They look excited. You know, when Stone hit that game winner, like that play, they fucking lit up, man. In overtime when Stone hit that shot. So I think that they're on a mission. They're playing hard. They got good veteran leadership. They got a lot of skill, and they got the goaltending. And remember this about the Lightning. I think they're a little bit cocky and arrogant sometimes. I think they got that running through them. Obviously, that first round departure a few years back was that 2019. Yeah, 2019.
2019.
Blue Jackets took them out. I think they learned their lesson there, certainly, but that's still in their DNA a little bit. And Vasilevsky is an all-world goalie, but he does go on cold streaks. Not generally in the playoffs, but if you catch him and you shake him up a little bit, he can be defeated. So
another thing about the Lightning too. I mean, Braden Point doesn't get talked. He does not get talked about enough in this league. Yeah. He is turning into a top 10 player in this league, and he is absolutely disgusting. And again, Victor Hedman, a Norris Trophy winning defenseman, and you're not going to run into what you ran into in Boston with no defense. I mean, Tampa Bay is kind of built to win games, 3-2, 2-1, where the Bruins, I said going in, they weren't, and they showed it in that series. So, I mean, I expect Tampa. And another thing on Vegas, remember, they were talking about selling, Pacioretty. Pacioretty was, rumored to be out the door. I think he's at $6 million or $8 million,
Yep.
On his deal right now. And the owner's like, absolutely not. The owner came out and squashed those right away, and you're seeing it. And again, Marc-Andre Fleury is disgusting, but yeah, I think they're definitely 1-2 right now, and I think if they should meet in the finals, that's going to be a great matchup.
That would be fun. You have to give them both the edge, the Lightning over the Islanders, and certainly Vegas over Canadians. If Vegas doesn't sweep Montreal, is that a fail?
Yep.
The way Carey Price is playing, I got to give him a lot of credit. You want to talk about a goalie standing on his head right now? He's standing. I mean, they've won 7 in a row, and he's been the deciding factor. He's playing out of his fucking mind.
The answer here is yes.
I expect them. I expect them to sweep.
I mean, come on. We've said it all along. Ray just mentioned it. The divisions, the way that the league was set up because of the COVID, that Canadian division was so soft. My God, it was so soft. I get, hockey's a funny sport. The Canadians are playing with a lot of confidence, and that can go a long way in the Stanley Cup playoffs. But so is Vegas, and roster to roster, they should demolish them. They should crush them. And I hope they do. From a solid standpoint as a Bruins fan, seeing Montreal swept out of the playoffs in an embarrassing fashion would give a little bit of hope for Bruins fans.
I work with a couple of Montreal fans.
Do you think Colorado underachieved?
Yeah, I thought they were the number 2 team going in behind Tampa Bay going into the playoffs. And yeah, I mean, this is another year. They went to the conference finals last year, and now they took a step back. Couldn't make it this year. You know what I mean? That's underachieving. They have one of the all-world players, in fact, Nathan McKinnon.
You hear his comments?
Yep. Basically, they're a failure because he's sick of losing and not getting to the finals.
Speaking of trade targets,
no, he also said he said last week he's going to take less money to come back. He wants to keep building a team. So
good for him. But yeah, the line that stuck out was been in the league for 9 years. Everyone's shit.
Landeskog would be a good target for the Bruins too up front.
Yeah, true. Did you also see in that press conference the reporter who just kind of blew his gasket? I think he was talking to McKinnon. He might have been talking to somebody else, but he was he's clearly a fan or whatever. And he was kind of describing the way that the series had gone the last 2 playoffs for the Colorado. It just seems like you guys are kind of overthinking things, maybe getting too tight. And he's like, don't you just say, fuck it. Just fuck it next year and come back and don't think and just win it all. McKinnon's like, no. Next question. It was an all-time moment. I don't know who that guy was from or what paper he worked for, but I don't know if he has a job today. What's the best story remaining in the NHL?
Montreal, I guess.
Yeah.
Who was the last team to repeat?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Early 2000s, right?
No, they just did it recently.
Was it? I thought it was 2009, 2010, no?
Crosby and Malkin, I believe, just did it.
Hold on.
That's not...
Yeah, 2009, 2010. I just had to look at my flag, make sure.
Do you have a Pittsburgh flag?
No, I just wanted to make sure Boston was in the...
Did that come out? That's the one we did Thursday, right?
Yeah, that's the Sunday Social that's coming out. That
Today.
Came out on Sunday. This is Tuesday as this is being released. The Sunday Social came out on Sunday. If you haven't listened to that, listeners, go. And,
did you make those a video, right? Please?
I will.
Okay.
You really get a good insight for Ray's knowledge of Red Sox championships. Let's put it that way. I think Vegas is the best story. I think a Vegas win would be awesome for the league. Would be
awesome for that city.
Awesome for the city that they obviously have the Raiders now. I'm sure they're pushing for a baseball and a basketball team, and I'm sure they'll get them. So you bring a championship. Fleury. Yeah, you bring a championship to that team. Pacioretty is a longtime player. Stone's a long time. You got a lot of veterans in there that have never won. So
Pietrangelo, I think they signed Pietrangelo a couple.
Yes, they did. Yeah, but he won. Remember?
Yep, I remember.
I think that's a good story.
Can't forget.
Vegas would be really fucking fun if they made it to the Cup first of all and won it. But yeah, I think that Lightning Vegas series would be awesome.
And if Vegas wins, it's Conn Smythe will probably be Fleury the way he's playing right now. I mean, he's big reason he completely shut down Colorado
or Braden Point, depending on who wins.
Yeah, Point. You up Braden Point if Tampa wins?
Yeah.
That's a good choice. So I think.
No, but don't you think the NHL is rooting for this too?
Yeah.
That'd probably be the best series that you could have. I mean, New York Islanders and Montreal,
why?
that'd be fucking gross.
Because Montreal, you can't have fans.
Really good markets, though. That's
Great,
true.
great hockey markets, but for Americans that you're going to be like, let's put a good product on, which is going to be an exciting series, it'd be Vegas and Tampa Bay.
Well, in Canada, won't have fans. So if Montreal makes it, now
they can have 2,500.
That's not.
I know. I'm just saying they can have 2,500.
Have you the Vegas? The Vegas might be one of the best crowds in the NHL. They are fucking.
Their
incredible.
opening of the game is amazing. They have a fucking show.
It's so fucking.
I've been in that. I think it's
so
New York,
awesome.
New York. I've been in that casino when they do the march. It's like a couple hundred people long march into the stadium, and then that leads the players onto the ice. And it's like this big medieval type of with drums and shit, and they come marching through the fucking casino. It's like, holy shit, it stopped me on my tracks. I just followed them into the stadium. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I would like that. You know what? I know that Tampa as a team are incredible and really fun to watch, but fuck them and fuck that market. Those assholes down there don't deserve the sports run that they're getting right now. They're one of the worst fan bases that you could possibly ask for. That would
They're
suck.
all fake. They're all fucking fake. They're all New England.
And this is another conspiracy theory of the people that were blaming the refs for the Islanders Bruins that Islanders fan base and market the NHL really wants to prop up. So their fans are crazy and awesome to kind of be a part of, but they're not going to beat the Lightning.
Bill,
I don't think they have it. I don't think they have it.
Bill, can you tell Rich what you think about conspiracy theorists?
You're stupid. Get a life.
All right. Well, last one here. This one should be easy, I think, but the biggest disappointment in the playoffs for the NHL so far.
Bruins.
Pittsburgh.
Mm-mm.
No.
Oh,
Edmonton. Yep.
Edmonton.
I go Toronto. Why would it be Toronto?
Toronto, you expect it. They went game 7.
Edmonton
got their doors blown off by the Jets. They got their doors blown off by the Jets, who were then swept by the Canadiens. That division's so bad. You have the best player in the world. You have the best player since Gretzky on your team, and his second-line centerman's not that far behind him, and you got smoked again. What a absolute disappointment for Edmonton. That was unforgivable.
Yeah, you can't, especially if you're the best player in the world. Connor McDavid's just disgusting.
I'd go with Rich's Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, he won the bet with us for that. They're the 1 seed. They were the best team in Canada in the North Division, steamrolling everyone. Then they go play the 4th seed Canadians, and they lose. I mean, that is huge. I mean, we knew they were going to lose, but we thought it was going to be like the Final Four once they finally went off into another division, but they lost first round to the Canadians.
No, what happens if my city wins a championship this year?
You won't. We'll get there, but you won't.
No, this is what it is. This is so we haven't talked about the loser city raffle or whatever we wanted to call it in a long time because I think it's pretty much dead. But Bill landed Phoenix as a loser city, and I landed Toronto. And this playoff was the exact reason Toronto landed on that loser city list, even with the Raptors championship a couple years ago, is because the Maple Leafs single-handedly break the hearts of millions of Toronto fans.
They're still
every
bitching.
year.
Yeah.
And it'll happen to you too, Bill, because loser cities are loser cities for a reason. And Phoenix, the Suns are on a nice run right now, but they will crumble. They'll go
to the finals and they'll have a parade after they lose in 4 games to the Nets.
3-0 on the court, 1-0 in the stands, baby.
Hey, if you can get fucked up and beat the shit out of some kids, that's a win in Phoenix.
Dude, that guy had blood in his eyes. You can just see it. He went blank red and just started. He was waiting for the kill. I loved it.
Final prediction. So you got
NBA
winning it all. Yeah.
No,
NHL. Who's winning? Who's taking the cup?
Vegas in 7 against the Lightning.
I take the Lightning. 7.
I'll go Vegas so I can root for who I want to win. But my heart says Lightning, but I'll go Vegas with Ray. A 7-game series with the Lightning and Vegas would be really fun. All right, let's switch gears to NBA. What's the best matchup we can hope for? Not right now, but moving forward, we're in whether it's Eastern Conference, Western Conference, or Finals. What's the best matchup? Because I think there's some shitty ones going on right now. So what can we hope for?
Clippers, Nets.
That's the best one. I mean, you got Kawhi, who's the best player in the NBA, going against that 3-headed beast.
What's that series right now?
Which one?
Kawhi, the Clippers.
2-1 down, 2-1.
Jesus, what's up with them falling down 2-0 every series?
Well, Donovan Mitchell just sprained his ankle again, so he's probably doubtful for the next game. So
yeah, it was one of his favorite fans just got punched in the face in the stands.
Donovan Mitchell?
Wrong series there, Bill. Sorry.
Wrong series.
I always confuse the Nuggets and the Jazz too.
Just think Mormons, Jazz.
Yeah, I always get Murray and Mitchell confused.
I forget what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, best matchup. Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably the best one. I'm so mad.
Come
that
on,
Denver...
Nets Jazz. Like, come on. Nets Suns like this. Come on, this is not gonna be good. I mean, it's got to be.
I fucking hate the Clippers. They're such goddamn underachievers. Like, and Kawhi Leonard has really got under my skin. Like, you're considered a top best player left in the playoffs, and like you allow your teams to get your doors blown off and
he doesn't have
like
anyone
all the time.
He doesn't have anyone.
Yep, Paul George is supposed to be the best defender, one of the best players, and he gave himself the Paulie Playoffs nickname.
Playoff Rondo.
Well, yeah,
Rondo. I don't. You know what? I don't care if he doesn't have anyone. If you're the best player in the league in your prime.
They used to have Patrick Beverly.
Yep.
Why? Like, I feel like he's one of the most overrated players.
He's one of the best defenders in the league.
So?
He's a little.
I'm sorry, Bill. I'm sorry. You got me on that one.
And he plays 45 games a year. He's always hurt.
Is everyone a never netter here? Or anybody but the Nets?
I'll take the Clippers over the Nets.
I'll take the last 7 teams.
Load management.
I'd rather any one of these 7 teams to win the championship other than the Nets.
Is it already decided the Nets are going to the series to the finals though? Can the Sixers stop them?
No.
Is Harden back yet?
No.
He doesn't
need to be
fucking winning.
Better question. Right now?
Is Giannis the biggest disappointment? A lot of distributing here for me. Is Giannis Antetokounmpo the most overrated player in the NBA?
Yes.
You know who's been saying that for years?
Rich. Toot.
And you know who got their doors blown off by him? Kyrie Irving.
Yep.
In a Celtics uniform.
Do you know why? You know why you'd want to root for against the Nets? Because of what happened in Game 3 in Milwaukee when there was a little scuffle between him and PJ Tucker, and apparently KD has his own security guards that sits on the bench to protect his baby back bitch ass. What a fucking loser this guy is.
I love it. Power move. That's a power move.
That's not a power bitch move.
Such a bitch move. Your bodyguard
Paul Pierce
breaks
got
up
snapped 20 times in a fucking club. Where was his security? All right.
Didn't need it because he's not a baby back bitch.
Yeah. Also, it was in a club. It wasn't on the court of a basketball game in the NBA. What's PJ
in Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
It's a power flex.
What the fuck do you need him for?
PJ Tucker is going to shank KD in the court. Like, what the fuck are you doing? So that bodyguard, by the way, has been banned from any Bucks games moving forward. He can't go to Milwaukee. He can't go in the stadium. So I would just
so KD's out game 4.
KD's out, yeah.
And
if you'd like to play, I would just like to offer him a suggestion of his new bodyguard. I think he resides in Phoenix, and you can catch him on YouTube or any social media channel right now, beating the shit out of some Nuggets fans.
Yep.
That guy will stand in the way of PJ Tucker for you. That's for sure. Or maybe he won't.
Like
maybe he's a diehard Suns fan. He'll beat the shit out of KD. Who knows? Could be a turncoat situation.
Well, hopefully, then we'll hire this motherfucker. How much do we have in the account?
Dude, I told you, remember, we mentioned what the fights. That's Carmelo. He would punch the guy in the back of the head and sprint down the court. That's what Durant would do.
Yeah, he's a baby back bitch, man. That's why this team is so.
He's gone.
Like, even if you were like a borderline Nets fan or just an NBA fan, and you're just trying to figure out who you want to root for, and you see this happen, you can't root for the Nets. This guy is a fucking bitch, and you got Kyrie, who's a bigger baby back bitch. Like, no fucking way. This team is.
They make James Harden likable.
Yes. Well, he's always been likable in my books because he got his jersey retired in strip clubs.
I say from that standpoint, from a basketball standpoint, you make James Harden likable. Did you hear what Kevin Durant did an interview with the $1 million, whatever it is, on the Barstool?
$1 million worth of game, yeah.
Yeah, and he said that when they were talking about him going to Golden State, that Golden State had always been I forget how he exactly phrased it, but an underachieving or an underdog type of franchise until he got there.
They won a title the year before. They won 73 games.
Had the most wins in NBA history, and if it wasn't for Draymond kicking LeBron on the dick, they would have won their second championship.
Yep.
Like this guy, Kevin Durant, is one of the most unlikable athletes.
He used to be likable.
Yes, until he went to Golden State.
So likable, and everything I like about Durant went out the window when he turned to buy a championship. Come on, dude.
And then to double down and say that they were a underdog franchise until he got there. What do you think Steph feels about that? Like, fuck you, dude. This is my team.
What's he, a three-time MVP? Like,
yeah,
come on,
like I believe first ever unanimous MVP in the NBA. Fuck you, Kevin Durant.
Greatest shooter of all time.
I believe he also said at OKC that when LeBron was building all these championships, like this superpower teams, he said, like, I would never do that to buy a championship. You know, I want to earn it on my own. That's why I want to stay in OKC. 2 years later, he goes to fucking Golden State.
No, he lost to LeBron. They lost him 5 games to LeBron.
Yeah. So then he's like, fuck this. I can never do it. So he went and played with Steph Curry, who at the time was the best player in the NBA.
Slight correction. They lost to Dwayne Wade in that NBA finals.
Either way, LeBron was on the team.
Fine.
Chris Bosh too.
I forget what I was going to say about the and then let's not forget about Kevin Durant's scuffle there with that pasty bitch Mike Rappaport. He's just so soft. He's so soft.
That was very funny though.
It was hilarious. It's also like, I know you guys are huge LeBron haters, and I am too off the court. I think he's ridiculous off the court and is kind of insufferable. But on the court, I love watching him play basketball. I respect his game so much. I don't feel that way with Kevin Durant. I know that he's incredible. I know that he's probably the best offensive player in the world right now. But even watching him play, I'm like, fuck this guy. Like, I don't even like watching him play basketball. That's how much I don't respect him.
Did you see the plot line speaking of LeBron, this plot line for Space Jam 2?
No.
I saw one of these.
Are you fucking kidding me? They're playing for the rights to have LeBron James' son. That's what the game's for.
Oh my God. I hate him.
Not only are you a douche, now you're making your fucking child even more bigger of a douche. Like,
you know he's a douche.
Oh, dude.
Bronny Jr.
What, Bronny Jr.?
Oh, of course. But fucking A, I saw the commercial. I'm like, wait, what did they just say? And I rewound it. I'm like, no fucking way. This is what
Rich, mark this down. If we ever get famous, you know Ray's going to do it with his fucking kid.
Do what? Make him a douche?
Yeah, I was going to say that clip could be construed a lot of different ways. I'm not going to make that a clip. Maybe I will. We'll see. Who do you think's been the most surprising team in the NBA playoffs this year?
Bill Phoenix Suns.
There's only one answer. Yeah,
that's Bill Phoenix Suns, man.
The Denver. I mean, MVP and Joker.
Surprising in a bad ways, Denver. Yeah.
And they're 3-0 against Denver. I think Rich, you and I at one of our shows together picked Denver. I think to go to the finals.
No, Murray is big for them. Not having Murray is huge, but
yeah,
to go down 3-0 to the Suns. It's that series.
He tore his ACL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad too. It was bad. That was a bad video.
Yeah, it was bad. Look, Ayton was Ayton the number 1 overall pick?
Yeah. Or number 2.
No, he's at number 1 out of Arizona.
Devin Booker is one of the best scorers in basketball. Chris Paul is one of the best leaders the league's ever seen, and he's a Hall of Fame point guard. That you got a good mix of players and teams right there. They want it. They got a lot of confidence beating LeBron and the Lakers. And as much as I love Jokic, I love it. I think he's fucking awesome. It's not the style of basketball that you can win a series by yourself the way that he plays. Unfortunately, I mean, he could go drop 40 and a triple double, and just because of the way that he can't handle the ball, in the way that Donovan Mitchell or Chris Paul or anyone else, that's
and he's not a good shooter like
now.
No, he's not a good shooter like Murray.
He's not good enough. So
he's another guy.
They added Gordon too, but Gordon can't replace Murray. No fucking way.
No, he's not a shooter either. He's a
Jamal Murray's guy. On. Watching him play when he's on is awesome. He's
Did you see it last year? Denver versus Utah, right? They played last year in the bubble.
Yeah,
where those two guys were averaging like 40 in that series each.
That game 6 with Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray just going back and forth at each other was some of the even though it was one-on-one basketball, that was some of the like the most fun basketball I've seen in a long time. They both dropped close to 50 in
Can I stop you real quick? Can I stop you?
Good. Yep.
I was talking to a guys on Instagram, Max and Juan podcast, and one of the guys is a big Lakers fan, and he was basically saying like the really reason why the Lakers lost this year is they don't have that 3-point shooter like LeBron's always had, like in Miami when you had Mike Miller that could knock it down. Ray Allen. You had all when you have these guys that can bring it low post like him and AD, you need someone that can be on the outside scoring at will, like being the open 3-point guy. And I think that's what's happening with Denver right now. You have two really good low post guys with Jokic and Aaron Gordon, but you don't have anyone that you can kick it out to and make these 3-point shots. And I think that's what's really hurting Denver right now.
Yeah, you're missing. Well, that's kind of my point. You're
missing Jamal Murray.
You're missing a ball dominant
scorer.
scorer.
What makes you wonder why would you go after Aaron Gordon and not try to get another wing guy?
Because you didn't think Jamal Murray was going to tear his ACL.
Didn't he tear his ACL before the trade deadline?
No, it was after.
I don't think so.
It was right before the playoff start. It was right before the playoff starts.
Look it up.
Ray seems real confident about that. I bet he's wrong.
Christ.
He's always.
All right. Well, so here's a good one. Who's the best player left?
April 13th.
What was the deadline?
It was March.
Wasn't it March?
Suck it, bitch.
Who's the best player left? Not the
NHL was in April.
not the best projected player, but who's the best player in the NBA right now left in the playoffs?
Kevin Durant.
Yeah, suck. Damn it. All right, outside of Kevin Durant.
Go Devin Booker. Devin Booker's been playing lights out. The guy can do everything. He can facilitate.
James Harden.
I'll just take the Nets out of it. I'm just going to go without the Nets because obviously they have the three-headed monster.
Kyrie Irving.
So that's why I'll go Devin Booker.
Yeah. As much as I just shit on him, I think if Kawhi Leonard continues to play the way he's playing, he's the best player in the NBA.
What about Trae Young? He's been playing. He basically brought the Hawks to the.
He's not there yet.
He's too small. I mean, from a defensive standpoint, I don't think he'll ever.
Look at what happens if he goes to
that category.
Who are they playing? They're playing
76ers.
Yeah, think about they beat the Sixers. What are they going to do against the Nets?
What is anyone going to do against the Nets?
Dude, how long is Harden out for though?
No one knows.
Well, it's a hamstring, and he's kind of fat, so it might be
2 years. I'm at right now, so yeah, 2 years.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, we got a 48-month diagnosis. Yeah, I think it sucks. The fucking Nets are what they are. It's just,
it really does.
They play such bad basketball. It's just one-on-one.
ISO.
It just sucks. And I used to like Blake Griffin too, just because I thought he was funny and really and kind of witty with himself.
Oh, he always won the Blake Award. Like he was always on the.
Last year. Last year he lost it.
He was funny on Part of My Take and all that. I never liked him as a player, but you're just very hateable when you join a team like that. It's all very, very hateable. So, and the worst thing is, I think probably Kawhi matches up best against them, but the history of the Clippers does not bode well. I hate to say it because I hate Bill, but go Suns. I think they might have their only chance.
Isn't it always hard to root with Bill?
Yeah.
It just makes you want to puke in your mouth. Go Suns.
Think about this. How awesome it would be if Chris Paul going up against Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, and he fucking wins a title, and they all jump ship to go win like better teams and shit.
Yeah, I'd be for
dragging these young kids in for a fucking championship. Oh, that'd be so awesome to watch.
Phoenix would be a really easy team to root for against the Nets. The Clippers would be harder because I just don't respect them, but I would still obviously never netter. We're never netters here.
Well, stay tuned for our show this week because we're interviewing someone who is a big Nets fan, so that should be an interesting interview.
Oh, that's on. That'll be released on Thursday.
So Flobo Boyce, I believe his name is. He's a big Nets fan.
We're recording this on Sunday. We record that on Tuesday. It's released on Thursday. I expect that interview to be cut short because we're going to shit on him so long he might leave.
Damn it.
Although Bill won't be here, so maybe
we could get like a half a show in.
Yeah.
Dude, that last interview, so like when I jumped on, you got what he said. Did you ask him what he looks like or something? And you said like Steph Curry.
He said Seth Curry.
Oh, I thought I never mind. I had a good joke, but I was like, maybe I'll just leave this one out. I didn't know how it got in. I jumped in late.
Hey, it was really well until you showed up.
Yeah, it was going great. Thanks, Bill. All right, what's your final NBA predictions here?
Nets in 4.
That's everything. The next two series, Nets in 4.
Clippers in 7.
Nice.
No, it's the Nets. It sucks to say, but it's the Nets. They are the best team left.
They might struggle against the Clippers if Harden's still out, I think.
Suns in 6.
Yeah. Ooh.
Wow. All right. I'm just taking the Nets against whoever. 4.
I'll give it. This is not just a never netter. I'll give you the reason why. They got a low post presence in that nobody can stop on the Nets, and you got a scorer and Devin Booker that can go head to head. We saw Tatum do it in one game with a shitty Celtics team. If Devin Booker's on, he can compete with any one of those scorers on the Nets.
I don't expect Chris Paul to be healthy by the time
that's the wild card. If Chris Paul has a healthy hamstring, then they're in business. There's a good chance he will not be.
How often does he go far in the playoffs? I mean, it's Chris Paul here.
No, you're right.
What's the furthest he's ever been? I think like the semis.
He's never made the finals.
But he's made the semifinals. Conference finals. Sorry, yeah, Western Conference Finals with the Clippers. Didn't he get blown out?
Clippers have never made the Western Conference Finals.
Oh, all right then. Fuck me.
No, he's never got past the second
round.
Was
it Houston?
No, they got blown out too.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Was it Houston?
Ray. It's so nice having you here, Ray.
Bam, Aaron Ray. All right. Well, we'll find out in the after show how far Chris Paul has gone in the playoffs. I don't think he's got past the second round, but before that, yeah, never netters. Anybody but the Nets. Giannis, pick it the fuck up, dude. Come on, bud. Do something. You overrated son of a bitch. This has been the Simple Mind Sports Show, Fat Tuesday edition, June 15th, resetting the NHL and NBA playoffs. We'll see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.
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 Raymond?
I'm working on it. Hold on.
Rich, it's so nice. Doesn't ruin our flow when you or I have to look up something.
Fuck you, Bill. I'm doing the show. I have my computer, and it has its purpose. And it is a shitty computer. So if I try to do anything else, like I've tried to look things up in the past, and everything.
Oh, it makes me monotone sometimes when I look shit up. He's only made it to the Western Conference semifinals. So he's never made it. Oh no, Western Conference Finals with Houston against Golden State. They went 7 games and he lost. Back in 2018.
Yeah, I think when you said that, Bill, that did ring a bell. Because didn't James Harden go?
Oh, sorry, they didn't go 7 games. They went 5 games. They got
smoked because I think wasn't that the series?
Chris Paul got hurt too, didn't he?
Yes, he got hurt. He always gets hurt. That's an easy answer.
Nope, he was in there. He was in there.
Trick question. He's always hurt.
Was that the series?
Oh, he did get hurt. He get hurt in Game 5. Yeah.
That's the last game they lost in 5. So that don't
No. They've lost in 7. He got hurt in Game 5.
Right. Figure it the fuck out, dude.
Jesus.
No, I'm trying to see. If you looked at this, it's very confusing. But yeah, he played. Yeah, okay. It was a 7-game series. He lost. He got hurt in Game 5. He got hurt in Game 5. 7-game series. Got hurt in Game 5. They lost by 29 points in Game 6 and lost in 9 points in Game 7.
Wasn't that the series that Houston went like 0 for 29 from 3 at one point?
Yeah, that was the Game 6. That's what I'm just looking at right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, Game 3 they lost by 41 points.
Damn it! All right, never mind. Right. Whatever, right?
Women's